Well, those are the numbers. Not a lot between them. That height differential, 17 centimeters, a little bit of weight. Experience favors Kimball, but big is the word, and KO is probably going to be the action. If I was to hazard a guess, I would say this finishes very quickly, whichever way it goes.
Fighters to the center, please, for your final instructions.
Alexander Zadar to give them their fighting instructions. You can see the height differential there. They're both big lads, though. And just looking at Benjamin Sehic, though, you get the feeling that just slightly more athletic between the two, but does expose himself in the boxing exchanges. It could go either way. That pendulum will swing whichever way. Makes it lucky for one fighter here tonight, because that's all it's going to take between the two, but that pendulum will swing.
Kimball actually the slight favorite to win, but for me the real bet is over or under 10 minutes. I'm going under 10 minutes here, Sensei.
A bit of respect being shown here, as you'd imagine. Oh, and straight away Sehic goes straight in, up against the wire, sees the opportunity, uses that height and the strength to pull his man. Kimball taken down there, has to struggle out because he's going to get himself into a body lock.
Interesting here, Sehic actually pulling guard. Beautiful use of the underhook, and he actually dragged Kimball down. Let's see what he does with it. He might try to throw up a triangle here, Will.
Got the legs up high, and he's hanging onto that arm, pulling it through. Kimball's struggling to free it, and it's caught in there. And closed in that lock guard. Incredible levers Sehic has got, and flexibility for such a big man. But that's the BJJ experience. He's using what he's got to best advantage. I thought they'd come out slugging, swinging, throwing big shots, trying to get big shots to hit and land, but they've gone straight to the ground, and that's obviously Sehic's office.
Kimball doing a nice job here of posturing and just shutting down the guard. Donkey guard. Does he go for potentially a figure four? It's tough to see what he's working on here, Will. Yeah, he's going to go figure four toe hold.
Yeah, Kimball knows he could be in trouble here. I think we could be in submission territory, and Kimball desperate to keep those digits out of the way.
Lovely sweep, and that's the thing. That's his game. That's why he pulled guard.
Right, look at him working off the top there. Kimball with the worst view in the world, and being punished here by Sehic. And yeah, Sehic on the ground is an absolute beast, an animal. Just look at him working there beautifully, going through the moves, going through the motions, switching round. This is a rolling demonstration, a masterclass. Kimball in all kinds of trouble here. He's given up his back, and well, just incredible the amount of rolling and switching that Sehic employed.
I've never seen that sweep in MMA before. Amazing to see that. The way he caught the back exposure, he might go triangle here from the back. Again, unusual flexibility for somebody like this at this weight.
Almost doing it for fun, going through the moves, rolling. Kimball now starting to put up some defense and being held in that guard, but just look at this. He's using everything, the flexibility he's got, trying to bring that leg up.
He went to the meat hook. He was going to try and clear the neck. The key here would be to get to New York in this position, but he couldn't get it, so he was actually going back to mission control. Okay. Could go Williams guard here. He's got a lot of different options. I mean, this is just insane attacking jiu-jitsu. And Kimball, make no mistake, he's in this, but he's holding on here for good reason, just to try to slow this pace down.
And just look at the body of Kimball. It's red. That's the amount of friction that has happened in terms of Sehic swiveling on top of him and underneath him. And Kimball makes his intentions quite clear. He doesn't want to get down to the ground here. He wants it to get to the upright. Sehic, what a difficult proposition. It's almost as if he's playing here for fun.
Kimball's a good kickboxer, though. He's got good solid round kicks, knows what to do on the feet. Again, it's that experience. That was the big question. Can somebody with all this MMA and all this cage experience outfox the specialist?
Well, he's looking very, very dangerous on the outside. Sehic, Kimball huffing and puffing, starting to blow a bit. A lot of energy expended. And still fairly relaxed, but I don't think he can go another round at that pace. It's definitely going to start to take its toll. And then Sehic kind of foxing his way in, coming in behind. A little sneaky turn to try and deliver an elbow strike, but he's going downstairs. There's no two ways about it. And he's just absolutely devastated. Kimball needs to set his stall out pretty quickly, send a strong message to Sehic. And that message is, if you come in, you're going to get punished, because at the moment, Sehic is just coming in at will, starting to throw shots, Kimball having to take them.
Now Sehic doesn't want to punch himself or grapple himself out here. He's got to make sure he's ready for round 2.
Kimball, former UFC, former Bellator, been round the block, and you've got to give props to somebody that's had appearances and done well at those events. Crowd just getting a little bit restless. Sehic not wanting to rush in. He knows Kimball's dangerous. And the bell at the end of the first round. Couldn't have come sooner for Jeremy Kimball. What's the strategy here, Chris?
Yeah, he needed to get back to his stool. That was step number 1. Taking a look at it here, though, I think he's going to want to go forward and get behind the jab. You can see him trying to test the jab and just kick, but make sure you don't give away an easy takedown. That's, to me, I think, one of the obvious things. For Sehic, get right back to the wheelhouse. If he can get it right back there on the ground, I think he can stop this fight.
Certainly had a range of submission techniques available to him. That donkey guard, and then grabbing the legs. Throws guard here. Just look at the flexibility. Up goes the left leg. Slipsy little attempt at spinning back elbow. Kimberly, though, got to get up a little bit earlier in the morning to catch him with that. And I mean, it wasn't exactly a speedy attack, was it? It was a bit molten lava. But we go to 2, and I didn't think we would. I thought this would end very quickly off the back end of a good right hand or a little clip check left. But we have. And there we go. Kimball comes in, switches it up, comes in behind a flying right hook, and Sehic comes in, and Kimball's turn now. Gets the hands round, hooks in, but being defended quite well there by Sehic. He's got that arm trapped with a figure 4. Is it a Kimura?
You bet. Classic figure 4 counter here. You can see Kimball was actually not too worried because his hands were clasped, but once he had the leverage, Sehic was able to pop it out. Look at this. This is what you have to deal with. It's just so problematic. His use of the rubber guard is just ridiculous.
This is flexibility beyond anything for a man that size. If he can get that leg through, oh my goodness me. Well,
omoplata sweep here. We've seen it a few times from him, but good patience from Kimball to shut that down. Very smart. Like, you know, he didn't freak out at all, and it's very easily done in some of those when you're dealing with a contortionist.
Absolutely. I mean, that's almost defying anatomical science, but for such a big man to have that flexibility. Kimball now, side control. What can he do here? Can he free up a hand? Get a little bit of ground and pound going? Does he want to execute mount? Is he happy in side control? Trying to get his own choke off, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. He definitely had a couple of options to try to isolate the far side arm, or maybe just slide to mount. You could see the attempt at the empty half there from Sehic.
The crowd not happy at all. And we've seen that a couple of times here tonight, where just the players have negged each other out so well that the action hasn't been as fast and furious as I'm sure the audience would like. But Kimball taking the opportunity to rest and figure out the next move.
Very smart. That's what you want to do, is punish the maybe a little bit too aggressive BJJ from Sehic. And he nearly had the crucifix there.
So if you were doing your fight detection work, you'd see there's a couple of cut marks on the right shoulder of Kimball. So he's had some treatment on that. Does that belie an injury? Because that arm is being attacked now by Sehic. Maybe that's a problem here tonight for Kimball, that shoulder carrying an injury. But he's starting to ground and pound, and that's where the success is going to come from him. He's the shorter player. You know, I remember being told by a BJJ fighter, you're all one size when you're on the ground. And so this is Kimball's opportunity. But Sehic trying to get purchase on that right arm of Kimball. Kimball happy to hang.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. The ref obviously saw a couple of attempts there to progress the rubber guard and then just stagnation. Kimball was hanging out, so was Sehic. Up we go.
You'd think with a man that frame, that size, those hands, he'd be throwing absolute bombs at Kimball. But Sehic not doing it. Staying right on the outside. And just that lateral side stroll almost of Sehic. Lumbering up to get in. He doesn't want to throw anything. He wants to go downstairs, get it on the ground and finish it. And it's almost like watching a fight in slow motion. Kimball unhappy to commit. But he's still there, he's still hanging. And on paper, it didn't look great for me, for Kimball. And, you know, neither of them are exactly Adonises in terms of fitness levels, but they're still there and they're still hanging. Ooh, that was a good uppercut there from Kimball. And he turns, throws his left hand as well. And, you know, with the best will in the world, if he spent less time readjusting his hairline and throwing punches, he might be better off, Kimball. A lot of energy being expended, keeping the hair out of his face. So, you know, I don't know, not a lot of action going on here. The referee might need to intervene again to shimmy them on a bit. 10-second clapper. Nothing meaningful in the second. This is a fight that's gone to the third. I never thought it would.
I agree. It looks like I've lost the bet.
Well, it's going to all stand on this. I don't even know who's ahead on points.
I think we got a tie ball game, actually. Here we go, figure four counter. Kimball had the body lock, nice work on the angle here. There would have been a sweep available. There was a lot of things available, but Kimball did a good job of staying with it and just making this an MMA fight on the ground. That's one of the most important details here, and for me, that's one in the round. Not a ton of ground and pound, but a few good punches on the feet. Certainly some connections there from side control. That's going to score.
Well, we didn't think we'd see it, but we are. It's the third and final round in this 3-round heavyweight contest where there was a lot of trash talk, a lot of staring down. Benjamin Sehic, the Dragon of Bosnia. Jeremy Kimball from the United States. Kimball, former UFC and Bellator fighter. Sehic comes in from Arras in France. Comes to FNC, has his own gym in Sarajevo. All his students will be watching carefully tonight. Big hands being thrown now. I think caution to the wind. The corners have said to them, come on boys. It's all or nothing here in this third round. And we talked about athleticism, but Sehic kind of lumbers, doesn't he? He's not that light on his toes. Very flat-footed, very solidly planted. And that saunter to the side. He goes down for the double shoot. Kimball whips in an uppercut but misses. Could have been good if it had landed on the temple, but it hasn't. And Sehic now has the power at 2 meters to take down his man, and he does. Kimball has to succumb.
Very important takedown here from Sehic. He was tired. He was definitely tired in the second round after attacking so much, and Kimball knew that. Kimball knew that he was going to have to do with someone who was going to get real aggressive in there and weather that storm. And that's what started to turn this fight around. Now, if Sehic can capitalize it, this could be defining the fight. This is heavyweight MMA after all.
So just using his weight to smother, just to tighten things up. Oh, and there we go. He's got a crank on now.
He might be able to go Ezekiel choke here, but you can see the fact that Kimball knows, again, how to defend. And that, again, has kept him in this game. He's so experienced. It's not like he doesn't know what's up here. The question is, can he physically deal with it?
Oh, and the crossface coming in thick and fast from Sehic. Started to make this a little bit close quarters. But look at Kimball hanging on. Holds the hands in. Doesn't allow the ground and pound, but he's had to give it up now. What will he do to stop what is a massive frame that is Benjamin Sehic? Oh, and the crossface making life very uncomfortable for Kimball. He'll have been there before. Manipulated by his hair, actually, by Sehic. Gaming the rules a little bit. Referee looks in. Sehic, let's go. Well, in a very unpleasant and uncomfortable world is the American Jeremy Kimball. But look at this. Too much time wasted by Sehic. It's been reversed. And, well, Kimball manages to get back on top.
Nice job by Kimball there. Did a really, really, really good job of preventing that back take, shutting it down. He didn't allow Sehic out the back door in that scramble. So again, he's proven a real unique ability with not a lot of effort to be able to shut down some of these kind of hairy positions.
Oh. 1 minute 20 seconds left in this third and final round. I mean, it's a big ask, Chris, but would you hazard a guess at scores?
I think the next 60 seconds or so, if Kimball can do some good damage, that could win him the fight.
Which seems incredible. But it's the striking that's going to have advantage here. And Kimball just seems to be getting in some slipsy shots in on the inside. He'll have some heat on those as well. He's got the leverage, he's got the position. Sehic starting to take shots now. And the experience of Kimball suggests very strongly that he's making those count. He's in a good position to hurt Sehic here. But has he got the time on the clock? Wow. We went from 1 minute 20, we're down to 20. We're on the 10-second clapper. I don't think anything meaningful. It's going to go to judges' scorecards. One of the fights that I thought would never go the whole 3 rounds. Even Chris said early on this was going to be done and dusted. But they're both still in there hanging. What an odd matchup. Difficult matchup, as we've seen tonight. Look at Kimball. Inflicted some damage there on the face of Sehic. And apart from all the trash talk, all the stare down, they show some real brotherly love at the end of it. And surprisingly, that's the end of the bout with Kimball probably doing enough.
I think so. I think he did enough there, especially in those positions where he was able to force a very aggressive game from Sehic into close quarters, whether it was in half guard like that, up against the cage, dealing with the sweep and the back attempt takes. Yeah, very smart work, very resilient performance, I think, from Jeremy Kimball here tonight.
Still, of course, we've got to wait for the official verdict. It's going to be close whichever way it goes. But two very, very big men in there tonight. And interestingly enough, the whole exchange was very subtle, very small. We would have expected big, big shots, big thundering knees, big thundering punches and elbows. We didn't get a chance to see a lot of it. Very subtle, but effective, as the face of Sehic dictates. Kimball's got some battle collateral damage there, but definitely the ground game of Sehic It's to be respected. And the survival instincts, the natural survival instincts of Kimball. Just, props. Let's wait and hear what the result is. It's interesting that Kimball's a former FFC light heavyweight champion. Here we go. Let's hear the numbers.
Those 3 completed rounds, we go to your judges' scorecards where we have a unanimous decision. All 3 judges scoring this contest 29 points to 28 in favor of your winner. From the USA, Jeremy Grizzly Kimball.
Jeremy Kimball, 17 centimeter height disadvantage. And you look at him and he looks like the man least likely to. But he's delivered here tonight. And I've got to say, that was a very smart performance against a very dangerous opponent.
And the thing was, like we said, MMA since 2009 for Kimball, MMA since 2020 for Sehic. And Sehic had some very difficult technical challenges that Kimball overcame. So props to him, you know. It was a good performance, and like we said, a patient performance and a grinding performance.
Grizzly, congratulations on this big win for you. Very, very close fight. Did you think that you did enough to win? What did you think after the fight?
I thought I won 30-27. He's a big, strong guy. Normally I give more fireworks, but he's a big, big man.
Was he the biggest man you ever fought?
Yeah, 100%. He should be in super heavyweight. I know he cuts down. I know you guys got a super heavyweight division, so that's where he should be.
Molim vas, ja pljesak za Grizzlya. You fought before in Croatia, I remember, like 10 years ago, but this is your first fight for FNC. So do you plan to stay now? We have a very strong heavyweight division, very compatible. So what are your thoughts about the future?
I got 3 fights left here. I hope to make this my home and retire here. I don't have many fights left in my body, so it'll be either heavyweight or light heavyweight, but I like the way I stack up against some of these smaller heavyweights.
Okay, we look forward to seeing you again in FNC cage. Okay.
Hi, Brittany. Hi, Israel. Hi, Grayson. Hi, Axel. Hi, Ella. I love you guys. Daddy's coming home a winner.
Dame i gospodo, Grizzly, Jeremy Kimball.